Hill figure. This is the Star Report, early afternoon edition on a Tuesday. I am your host, Troy Terrain, PKA Star. And for those who don't know what the P stands for, that's publicly known as, okay? All right, I want to do a little research, as I do from time to time, to comb through some stories, get myself up to speed on some of these topics. Akon. I can't even say he's trolling. I think Akon is as serious as colon cancer. And he's been talking spicy for a number of years about African Americans, or whatever you consider yourselves to be now, FBA, Foundational Black Americans. Akon, close to 50, and he is married. To my knowledge, he's married to an African American woman. They have 4 beautiful children together, and they've been married for quite some time. But yeah, his latest comments comes by way of some type of YouTube show, the ZZ Mills show. I'm not sure who she is, but I'm sure she's doing the damn thing. I got this off of the Shade Room. Akon sparks controversy again after he compared the stage presence of African Americans to Africans. Now, there's a video, and you can see him say out of his own mouth, that African, which is where he's originally from, I forget where exactly. I'll Google it in a second here. Africans are better stage performers, and he takes a hard shot at African Americans, talking about they're sloppy, drunk and high, pants sagging off their asses. I mean, it's a hard shot. Pow! I think I put it in my community section. Hold on. Matter of fact, I'm sure it's in the community section. You can see him say it out of his own mouth, Now, has he always felt this way? I'm sure he has. He's not the most handsome guy. And with all due respect, when a guy like that acquires wealth, and he was not necessarily a hot commodity, in his formative years or college years with regards to the females, and I don't know if he went to college, but I'm just saying during those periods in most males' lives, if you're not in demand by females, you have some things built up inside of you. You may even lash out at females, or you may make stupid statements up on Twitter about putting things in women's drinks, and when they fall out, you take the pussy. Shots fired. So he's been talking rather spicy over the years. Akon. Something else he said, a couple of years ago on Vlad TV, Akon said that African Americans need to get over slavery. In Africa, it's not a big deal. It's not a big discussion. Now, Africa's a continent, so he doesn't speak for all of Africa, but he has been making these outlandish, some would say outlandish statements, okay? So I want to discuss that. Good afternoon, folks. How you guys doing in the live chat? Where is Akon from? Is it Senegal? I forget. He's not somebody that I check up on like that. I mean, I can Google it, but I got so many goddamn windows open right now. Anybody know? Anybody care? Akon. I think he was born here in America, from New Jersey somewhere, and then he was talking about stealing cars back in the days, like he was some type of official. Okay, Senegalese American. Okay, so Senegal. He was talking about being a car thief back in the days. Hold on a second. Senegal. Okay, that's where his family's from originally, okay? All right, so I want to talk about that, see how you feel. And folks, this is the objective perspective, in case you don't know. There are times when I want to turn up with regards to trolling, but then for the most part, this platform, my entrance into the world of media has always been the objective perspective. When I started doing terrestrial radio in March of 2000, Star was the one that brought forth being objective in hip-hop. And I was on a radio station up in New York City, Hot 97. Many of you should know this already, okay? So let's be objective. Let's not just go in on Akon if you are African-American, FBA. Think about what he's saying. Think about where the culture or the genre is right now. I've gone on record and said it's trash. I can even be objective and say, Bobby Shmurda. Oh, my goodness. I saw a video clip, and some of you may have seen it as well. Bobby Shmurda. Was it Christmas Day performing in New York City in a club? He looked so washed. He looked like the type of person that Akon is talking about. Pants hanging off of his ass. He's on top of the bar, halfway singing Hot Nigga. I don't want to say he's washed, but Bobby Shmurda, I think he's only 28. He's putting the microphone to the crowd so they can sing the goddamn song. And I was like, damn, nigga, why don't you sing it? You're getting a bag, I'm sure. He was sloppy. He was mumbling and then he starts yelling, hey, free me, Shio! I was like, what the fuck? Does Akon have a point? Are African-American stage performers, are they trash now? I don't know. Okay, also, my showrunner. Will FTX collapse make crypto rules tougher? Now, I am going to need someone who's very, very abreast or up to speed on FTX. I've been paying attention to the story over the last couple of weeks, and I put that link in my community section as well in case you don't know. FTX Trading Ltd., commonly known as FTX, short for Futures Exchange, is a bankrupt company that formerly operated a cryptocurrency exchange and crypto hedge fund. Okay, big fallout took place, and people are going to the penitentiary. I'll just say that the founders, Sam Bankman-Fried, and Gary Wang. Okay, and his co-workers, I think there was 10 people that worked with him at FTX. They were all linked together, some type of relationships. Young people based in the Bahamas. This guy acquired so much money, Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried. I saw Tom Brady invested over $500 million in this guy's company. Anybody up to speed? I really want us to at least try to approach this. Don't just look at it as, he's going to get off, yada, yada, yada. My question, will FTX collapse make crypto rules tougher? Now, I've got some sources here. Reuters, Forbes, the New York Times, and I'm looking at some things here that, may be of interest to people, but I myself, you've heard me say, or maybe you haven't, I don't gamble with my money, I gamble with my life. I've never been into cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Whenever those people or those bots come into my comment section, we remove them. I don't even want to promote that stuff. I'll be honest with you, I'm biased against it. It's not my world. Not that I can't, dive into it and get a good understanding. I'm very good when it comes to, figuring things out, and then I'll see if it's for me or not. But again, I don't gamble with my money. I gamble with my life. My money, I don't even want to say what I do with my money. but the money that I have acquired over the years, I don't gamble with it. I have a monthly spending cap. You've heard me say that before. I don't feed niggas around me. I don't buy people slave chains and BMWs and Mercedes-Benz. Hell no. I live a very modest life, a very comfortable, modest life. But the cryptocurrency world and Bitcoin, I want to explore this because my question, and I'm going to use Reuters as one of the main sources for that showrunner. The crypto sector hit a record value of almost $3 trillion last year before market turmoil prompted by rising interest rates and a string of industry blowups wiped more than $2 trillion from its valuation. Okay? Bitcoin, the biggest token, is down by 3/4 from its record high of 69 trillion. Okay? Pardon me, 69 million. So, will the regulatory rules make this, I don't even know what the word is. Will it make it more feasible? Will it allow people to get in and really get a better understanding of it? I don't claim to have the best understanding of cryptocurrency and Bitcoins, but I do know that over the years, people who I don't necessarily respect, and I'll keep it real, I've seen them say, yo, you got to get into this. Yo, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And I look at them and I'm like, well, you're not that sharp. You're not popping business-wise. I've never known you to really do anything that was, out of the ordinary in terms of, just working. And working is fine. But whenever someone or some people try to amp something up as if, you got to get into this, that's when I say, no. Just based upon that, that type of mindset. You got to check this out. That makes me say, no. You're an idiot or you're a clown. And because you're involved in it, I don't want to be involved. Anybody else? That's how I think about certain things. Anyway, so that's my showrunner. Also, oh man, here's a doozy for you. Since we have started going down this path of comparing, not necessarily a versus battle, but comparing certain artists, producers, DJs, and or groups against each other. The Roots versus Black Star. I would like to ask you guys about that this afternoon. These discussions started, on my show about a week or so ago, when Wiz Khalifa said in an interview with DJ Superstar J that he wanted to battle Lil Wayne in a versus match. And the traction was pretty good with regards to those of you who chimed in. And then I think, a couple of days later, we did Alchemist versus Just Blaze, who would be, the better producer. So I want to ask you guys about that. Now, let me say off the rip, the Roots versus Black Star. The Roots have a bigger catalog, a bigger discography, but honestly, I would go with Black Star. Anybody want to chime in that live chat early? I would go with Black Star. I'll even go as far as to say the Roots over the years, they've put out some really some trash. But because they are such a strong outfit, I give them all the props in the world. I've never seen them live, but a lot of their productions I have really, really vibed with. Myself, a bass player since the mid to late 70s. I appreciate a lot of their tracks, productions, but if hypothetical, here, and I don't do hypotheticals, but if we put the Roots up against Black Star, let's say a versus, I would go with Black Star. What say you guys before we go any further? Fixing my Minute Maid here. Hang on a second. Someone said Roots in the late 90s. Okay, I see we've got a couple of people in there, who are rooting for the Roots. Okay. All right. What else I want to mention this afternoon here? I watched the Will Smith movie. We'll talk about that shortly. I don't want to put too much on the table. I want to stay focused. On some things here. Let me get my Cash App set up. Prince, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in, sir. He says, Chris Hansen, the GOAT. Okay, thank you, man. Thank you for your donation. All right. Prince tapping in. Chris Hansen, the GOAT. Okay, why are you going with Chris Hansen, sir? Well, what's going on? Which Chris Hansen, by the way? You talking about the one From television? Hold on. I got time. You sent in 2 donations. Let me Google. Okay. Okay. Thank you, man. Thank you. And one more cash app before I open up the phone lines. Tom Brady's never good. Oh yeah, I did see that. Tom Brady, Stephen Curry, Larry David, and others are being sued for pushing FTX. Okay, thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Now, how much did Tom Brady and his wife Giselle? Was it like $500 million that they put into FTX? Hemplord got your donation. Hemplord says Black Star over the roots. That's a whole fact, all right? Hang on a second, guys. Let me bring in a couple of calls early. Let's see if we can get things set up and situated here about these topics. Hey, 914. Good afternoon. Are you there? Area code 914. 12.
Hey, Star.
Hey, who's this?
Oh, this is Unstoppable Mo.
Hey, lady, long time. How have you been?
I've been absolutely great.
Good to hear from you.
So let me just say this.
Go ahead.
I totally agree with Akon.
Come on.
I totally agree with Akon. So I actually saw the Burna Boy concert live in Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
And it was one of the best concerts I ever seen in my life. The stage production, his energy, his artistry. I have been following. I actually don't really listen to much traditional hip hop and R&B. I mostly listen to Afrobeat.
Okay.
They actually spend a lot of time developing their craft, and they make sure that they produce music for their fans. So a lot of their work is not egocentric. It's about producing stuff, music, and a craft that is for the fans. Where I find like nowadays with a lot of hip hop and R&B, it's all about come look at me and not producing a show or music that is for the customer.
Okay, if I can ask you this, Mo, and do you want to say your age roughly or where you're from? I don't want to just put your info out there, but I think it might be important for people to get an idea of who you are. I've known you over the years. I appreciate your support, but can you give us a little background on who you are and why you are saying these things?
Well, you know what? I'm a black girl from the South Bronx. Like I grew up. I'm 50 years old, so I grew up in the era of hip hop. I used to be a hip hop head, so I grew up listening to KRS-One, Big Daddy Kane, following hip hop up, but as in R&B as well. But as you know, of late, the quality of music has dropped. You know, I'm a teacher, I'm an educator, as you know.
Yeah.
And I follow, and I'm what you call it. I'm a black girl. I'm a black girl from the Bronx. So it's just that, you know, as you get to a certain place and you listen to music, you want to feel like the artist is producing something for the fan, not the fan patronizing the artist. And that's what happens. That's what's going on right now.
Okay. So, Mo, you're from the Bronx, the home of the birthplace of hip hop. Yes, the most influential music in modern music in over 50 years, the most influential. You mentioned Burna Boy, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Burna Boy, all of those goddamn dance hall artists, most of Africa have been influenced by African Americans. Would you disagree with that? That's how dominant.
No, I totally agree.
That's how dominant and impactful and original hip hop was and is. Go ahead.
I totally agree. And actually, Burna Boy says that he was influenced by early hip hop. He says, I was influenced by Naughty by Nature. I was influenced by that genre of music. And he's the one, Burna Boy claims that he is the one that took music from early hip hop and infused it with African music and created Afrobeat.
Yeah. Kool Herc and everybody else who, came over here at young ages, they didn't, assist hip hop wearing locks and speaking with hardcore Jamaican dialects, they got into the groove and assimilated into American art. But all right, well, listen, that's your opinion. I appreciate you checking in. Do you think that there's something within Akon that is prompting him to speak what appears to be sideways about African Americans, or is he just saying these things and he has the right to say them? Akon.
I think it's really his opinion, and he has a right to say it. But you also got the people that you mentioned, right? And what Afrobeats is doing now is they're like kind of touching into the roots of what made hip hop hip hop.
Okay.
Before hip hop was commercialized, before it became a corporation, before it became, what it is now, and is watered down.
Good point. Yeah. But before mumble rap came into play and the rise of the South, and I'll even say that a lot of Southern rappers on stage are just goofy as hell, and it's coning at the next level. But we're actually losing the music. That's what Afrobeats keep to. If you ever go, so I follow a lot of Afrobeats. I follow WizKid. I just actually saw WizKid in Madison Square Garden. Okay.
The showmanship was amazing, but when you listen, like the bands and the artistry and the time that they actually put into produce a show, maybe because of where I come from, that's what I used to see. Like my first concert ever, I'm dating myself right now. My first concert ever was Run DMC. My first concert ever was Run DMC. The production from that Run DMC concert when I was 15 years old, I can still remember it now. And perhaps that's when I went to see Burna Boy. It was that nostalgia of that level of showmanship that's absent from today's R&B and hip hop.
Gotcha. Mo, good to talk to you.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go to a hip hop concert and take my 18-year-old daughter to a hip hop concert and all she sees is twerking.
Well, now, hang on, Mo. Hang on. I can appreciate your perspective, but now your 18-year-old daughter is twerking, whether you believe it or not. She's twerking behind the scenes. She's dipping it low. She's pee-popping, whether you think she is or isn't. Right?
Yeah.
Mo, good to talk to you. Have a great day.
You too, sir.
Bye now. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Haven't heard from Unstoppable Mo in a while. Great call. She laid out some good points. Does Akon have some good points here? JJOH 440 got your donation. Ask what country is your family originally from? ? To those who agree. Hold on a second. It skipped up. To those who agree with Akon, I bet they're anti-FBA. Most people from New York are non-FBA. Okay. Well, New York is a melting pot, but New York has been very creative. Hold on a second. Let me just clear something out here. With regards to this modern genre of music, that we are benefiting from, so to speak. Maxwell got your donation. F this cold weather. Okay. Travis, I got your donation. Premium Black News. Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to Travis. Was it Missouri? We got a mammy that caught 2 bodies. Is it a Hyundai? Troll babies and shot an innocent person in the head? Damn. We will get to that. Travis, thank you for your donation. Hold on a second. Uh-oh. Is that Florida boy Jay tapping in early FBJ on a Tuesday afternoon?
Nigga, listen.
Let's go, big nigga.
I heard an African tether talking out the side of his neck with a spray tan hairline, and we gotta put our foot on these niggas' necks again to remind them who inspired them to come out of that mud hut and getting whipped by the offspring of King Leopold. Let's go. Okay, you got
King Leopold II. for the second. He's the one that did all the dirty work.
Whole ass tar-colored, sweating black coffee ass Akon came over here, perpetrated and cosplayed American society, made songs like Lock Up, only to find out that you weren't even locked up for the crimes you committed, made money, profited, got canceled, was one of the first people who got canceled years ago, and then wanted to double back, start playing this crypto game, selling out Africa to the Chinese, and then every chance you get somebody to put a microphone in his face, he's talking slick about black Americans, and then talking about these African mud hut dancers are better performers. When's the last time you seen an African Michael Jackson? When's the last time you seen an African Prince? When's the first time you seen an African Diana Ross or African James Brown? Never.
Right.
Never. Burna Boy, Wizkid. If Afro beats was so popping and these niggas were original, why did it take the founder to come over to the U.S. and take the funk and R&B sounds and the blues sounds from the 50s, 60s, and 70s to take it back to the mud huts that get washed away during the yearly rain, and they try to make some music with the drums, and now niggas talking about Afro beats is taking over Afro beats performers. Y'all niggas, all y'all doing is your tribal hut dances on stage, and you think it's captivating the audience.
Right.
We don't want to see that. Y'all ain't busting out no new day. I ain't seen no moonwalk from no African nigga. I ain't seen no robots from no African nigga. All I see y'all do is doing a rain dance on stage with a bunch of feathers shaking ass, and now we supposed to give you props.
Right.
I ain't heard none of your stuff on the radio. They don't play none of that bullshit in the club. My bad for cussing. Unless it's some Timbs, unless you get with a Future or a Drake like you've been doing, a Beyonce like you've been doing. We don't want to hear your music. Beyonce was the first person to put you whole ass niggas on the map, and you want to repay black Americans by this?
Take a breath, Florida Boy Jay. You're on a roll. Take a breath. Take a breath. You're spitting some ism here. Just catch your breath. Catch your breath. Hold on a second. Stay right there. I see you guys on the phones. Big Nigga 22 got your donation. Dre at Grave Shift got your donation. Gemstar, Gorilla Zoe, you guys sit tight. Somebody else wants to chime in. Florida Boy Jay, hold on. Sit tight, man. Let me just put them in the queue. We're having a good discussion here so far. All right, FBJ, can I ask you to shift gears for a second? Do you know anything about FTX, the collapse of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin? I do want us to at least approach this. This is the biggest collapse, and they're talking about different things by way of the European regulations designed to bring crypto to heel are expected to take place in 2024. Any thoughts on this? Do you know this world? Florida Boy Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. I study Web3, the metaverse, these things like Roblox and just other, not Roblox, but like Roto World.
Okay.
About the crypto markets, all this new stuff that the new white finesse, pretty much, the new white finesse that they're letting colored folks finally participate in, and all they're doing is taking their bags. I understand this. This FTX thing is the funniest, most heartwarming story of the year, with all these celebrities co-signing, standing next to people like Sam Bankman-Fried, standing next to the bozo chick who said we don't even have stop-loss spreadsheets for our company, and niggas kept dumping money because Tom Brady, Giselle Bundchen, Udonis Haslem, Kevin O'Leary, Steph Curry, David Ortiz.
What about Shaquille O'Neal? Wasn't he promoting it? Shaquille O'Neal as well?
Oh, no. Shaquille O'Neal tried to backtrack and say that he really wasn't until we dug up some tweets and some promotional things he did.
Right.
Just like with the Kyrie Irving things. Anytime a business play don't go well for Shaq, he act like he never invested in it.
Yeah. Now, let me say this. Hold on a second, because this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, his parents, from what I remember, and again, I put a small documentary in my community section. I think his father's the law professor or lawyer, and his mother involved in politics. So he comes from that family where he got into this world, and he was given certain passes, and he was given a pat on the back, and people loved his, quirky demeanor. His hair all frizzy, body out of shape, and he was based in the Bahamas. Yes, the background.
First red flag.
Yeah. And
Yep.
I think one of the early meetings where somebody co-signed him, and if I say something wrong, correct me. He's sitting there playing a video game as he's talking about moving millions of dollars, and they thought that was so cute. Do you know that story?
Yeah, I've been watching the whole time. King Popcorn watching these niggas.
Yeah, so I was laughing, and I said, good for these idiots who sunk money into this guy. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, he did not even have a board. He was the person controlling everything. And he just he filed for bankruptcy when he got exposed by the Asian guy. If you remember his name, I don't. And this is a huge goddamn story. Where else do you want to go?
I want to go at the fact that how do two law professor parents and somebody who's been charged with a crime after he went bankrupt, how did they find $250 million to post bail?
No. Yeah.
Where did you get the $250 million from? Number one.
Well, there's $1 billion missing right now after the whole fallout. So I'm only assuming, but go ahead.
Right. And number two, the question that I have with the situation is not only for the $250 million, but why was it mysteriously right after the midterm, right after he donated so much money to Democratic parties, Democratic campaigns, after they ran the bag up, right after midterms, all the FTX news started leaking out and it collapsed within days of the midterm.
Yeah.
And none of these Democratic politicians who took the FTX money is speaking out, is saying anything. They had him not solitary confinement. They took him out of GP when he was in the Bahamas, had meals, basically was living in a resort. This is about to be a sex scam. He's about to get off. There's about to be a whole bunch of fake outrage, rob the rich. We're Occupy Wall Street. And all that is that y'all let a curly head, I'm not going to say the word.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to pull a card.
Well, hang on a second. My main question is, will FTX collapse make crypto rules tougher? That's all I'm really concerned about. I don't care what happens to him.
Yes, sir.
We have to say respect the jokes. He caught people lacking, but will this make crypto rules tougher, this fall of FTX?
I will answer that.
Please.
It will make it tougher, and this is going to make it tougher to the point where now the government will roll out their own cryptocurrency with regulations, and that will be the cryptocurrency everybody will have to subscribe to, because this deregulated crypto, me and Star busting out with a coin 2 weeks later, was a sham. They let everybody run their bags up, and now they're about to hit you with the regulatory government-run crypto system, and you should pat yourselves on the back for thinking you're going to come up in 5 days off of a fake coin that doesn't have any utility.
Right. Hey, man, good to talk to you. Anything popping on your platform as of late? How's your latest video doing?
Yep, Star, we went live last night.
Okay.
Perspective Facts Podcast, episode 43. We talked about the Tory Lanez situation. We doubled the numbers from our last live.
Nice.
We had over 200 people in there.
Nice.
We had Zach. We came out of nowhere and started going at people's necks.
Yeah.
We posting daily clips, 2 to 3 clips a day. So go to Star's community section, Perspective Facts Podcast, and I did the top FBJ roast at the top of the show. So if you go to the newest pod, you're gonna see your roast getting read out and acknowledged. So thank you, Star. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, man. You too. Okay. Florida Boy Jay tapping in. Folks, please don't text me during the show unless there's... Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You know what? This person, I will take her call. Other people have to just, fall back. Dana, sit tight. I'm coming right back to you. Sit tight. Okay? Dana with the dados on the line. Who just sent the donation? E-Night. Akon thinks because he discovered Lady Gaga, he's the modern-day Berry Gordy, and his word-reading music is the gospel. Akon, stop. It's the reverse. Lady Gaga saved you, my nigga. LOL. Okay. Something else I had to mention. Jesus Christ, I'm drawing a blank here. You guys know her as Sister Shahrazad Ali. Pardon me. I call her Queen Shahrazad Ali. She sent me another care package. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit later what she sent me. She always has over the years a lot of things with regards to the Nation of Islam, right? All right, if anybody wants to talk about Will Smith's movie, I watched it, the entire film. I've got the notes here. Emancipation. Does anybody care? I'm tired of slave movies because, it's just, we've seen enough. It's time to give us more inspirational characters and stories with regards to now and the future. I mean, it's great to know where you come from. I mean, different films about black history in America have been very, very informative, notable. I couldn't get into it. And his accent, his Haitian accent was horrible. It was horrible. But if you want to talk about it, emancipation, chime in, all right? Dana with the data. Good afternoon, Dana. Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Sitting here doing some research. Akon talking greasy again. And I want to talk about this FTX collapse. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, well, the FTX collapse, I never got into Bitcoin, okay, but I would say probably in the next 15 to 20 years, that's probably what's going to replace the dollar, right? So with that guy being arrested and, he's out on bail, I think that's Congress using that to regulate Bitcoin going forward. But I'm not knowledgeable in that field.
Well, then I suggest leave it alone, because if you say the wrong thing, these people, you don't know what you're talking about. I've already said I don't know that world. I'm trying to get somewhat sort of educated, but let's get away from that. Did you see the clip with Akon talking about African performers are better on stage than African Americans? That's the T.
Yes.
Let's go.
But it's like, excuse you, you were that same performer when you was performing over here in America with the saggy pants, well, I don't think he was getting high, but I'm just like, you was that same ignorant, Negro. So I guess he's trying to completely separate himself from the Black Americans, and that's fine. But I just wanted to say this for the record, because I think a lot of people get it mixed up with this Afro beats. It was Fela Kuti. He was the originator of Afro beats, but his inspiration even came from Black Americans, specifically James Brown, and he added his Nigerian beats and language to it. Okay. So, yeah, we all came up out of Africa, but the musical inspiration...
Not all of us.
Everyone tapped...
Not all of us. Not all of us came out of Africa, but go ahead.
But not all, but I'm just generalizing it. But the musical inspiration, when we're talking about the African diaspora, came up out of America via Foundational Black Americans / ADOS. So, this is where it starts. We get it popping. We the ones who created stage presence. So I don't understand what he's talking about. He's talking about a selective few of rappers that perform that way. But collectively, no. We know.
Well, hang on a second. Akon, 49 years of age. I just pulled his information. Born in St. Louis, Missouri. He's been married for quite some time. From what I could find, an African-American, Black woman. They have 4 children together. She doesn't do too much on social media. So objectively speaking, maybe he has valid points. Maybe, his words are not meant to be hateful, and maybe they're not malicious. What do you think about that?
I will agree with you on that, but the problem, what he should have based it on was a generation. So I would say if you want to talk about the Gen Zs and their stage presence, they need to work on that. But he's making it about
a demographic, about a nationality, you know, Black Americans versus Africans. And this is not the first time he's done that.
Right.
I understand you're talking about it from a generational aspect, you know, even from when he was coming up, how performers performed, and earlier than that, and R&B, the James Browns, or whoever, as opposed to what is going on now. So it's a generational thing, not a race thing, and that's what people are tired of with him.
Got you. Okay. Hey, I appreciate you tapping in. Anything else you want to mention? Your channel or something you got coming up?
Well, subscribe to The Real Dan on YouTube, but most importantly, Joe Brown is running for mayor of Memphis, Tennessee, and I would really appreciate if people go to his website, jjb2023.com, and donate and support. He needs it. So, yeah, definitely support him for running for mayor, because it's more of a grassroots campaign that's going on.
Okay.
And that's it.
Good to talk to you, Dana. Take care.
All right, you too.
Yes.
Bye.
Okay, all right. Dana with the data tapping in. Hold on a second, guys. Thank you for your support, folks, in the live chat. The PayPal link is at the top of the box. You can click on it. It says starboyradio@gmail.com. That's the PayPal, okay? If you want to use Cash App, that's on the screen at the bottom, $ Star Report. Anwar says, Star, the best part of emancipation was the Black Civil War soldiers. Thought you'd appreciate that from your father serving. Rest of the movie was trash. I did appreciate it, you know, but I've seen it before. You know. My father served in World War II in the U.S. Navy. So, yeah, I can appreciate it, but just, I don't know, maybe I'm too old. Maybe the younger generation might find something in that new Will Smith movie, Emancipation, and say, ooh, I'm inspired. It just seems like an overkill of propaganda at this point. I mean, America's changed. Society has changed worldwide. I think that there's so much more that can be of interest and of value to melanated people here in America, whether they be Haitian, like the character Will Smith was playing, African-American, Native, Indigenous. People are protesting the new Avatar film. Natives. They're like, what are you doing? Enough. And that's the biggest goddamn film right now. But thank you for your donation, Anwar, okay? Illuminati Young, Akon might as well identify as a Chinese African. Good point. Yeah. Hold on a second, guys. Somebody sent me a video. Who was that? The check-in report. I got your email. He sent me a Waffle House brawl in Austin, Texas. Anybody up to speed? That was nice. Yeah. Hey, Deeds, I got your email. Thank you very much. Joshua tapping in. Akon is trash. Judah tapping in. F them stinky Africans. Alex, hang on a second. He sent, Akon is a liar and a nigger. Let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 469. Good afternoon. Doing a little research. Akon talking reckless again. Are you up to speed? 469.
Just from what you mentioned, sir, what I see it is a bit of a constructive criticism, not necessarily destructive criticism. There's a difference between the two.
Okay.
And the younger generation, people like FBJ's generation, they don't take well to that. There's a gap. There's a gap now when it comes to respect. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I'm not super old myself. I'm 44.
Okay.
But let me just tell you this. So I used to work at a concert venue, which is a theater, and it used to get booked for private events.
Okay.
Well, we had an African film festival there. And let me tell you, the way that these people came decked out to the nines was so impressive. And it lets you know what Akon is saying is that culturally, probably in Africa, when when people go all out, you know, you dress yourself in a certain way where it looks so regal, man. I mean, I'm Chicano myself, but I can appreciate the way that, like I said, that they carried themselves. You know, even when the event was over and I went to clean the restrooms, the women's restroom, which women's restrooms are always the dirtiest. It was like, was there even a show here? Like, I mean, it was so clean.
Right.
You know? And, you know, now, you know, the younger generation, I mean, their asses just hanging out, you know, pants dangling down to your knees. Come on, man. I mean, I believe you would agree that if your father were around to see younger gentlemen the way that they dress now and carry themselves, probably be disgusted.
Listen, my father used to say back in the day certain things. You know, he didn't want me and my brother walking around the house picking our afros with picks. He wasn't he wasn't with the monkey shit, and he said things. So I know he wouldn't approve of, you know, the looks of what we are seeing now. But more important than that, objectively speaking, Akon may have some points. Do you think he's saying these things to shock people, or maybe he just has the right to say them, and because, you know, he can be more vocal now, that maybe we should take what he's saying, as you just said, as constructive, not deconstructive. That's what you said, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the artist Leon Bridges?
I might, if I see the face. I'll Google while you're talking. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's a Grammy Award-winning R&B artist out of Fort Worth. The first time that I ever saw him was working at one of these little venues.
Oh, yes. Okay.
It must have been like 7 years ago.
Yeah, I've seen him.
And the first time I saw him, I could have sworn, you know, he looked like the character when Denzel Washington was playing Malcolm X.
Okay.
When he was a young Malcolm X, wife beater, the pants like properly fitted, even like the way that he dyes his hair to the side, how you say,
yeah.
You know,
Fry died and laid to the side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He looks so different, and even now that he's got money and success, he just has this appearance to him that it would be straight out of like the doo-wop era. There's nothing like that out there I see in the spectrum, and maybe that's why he's not a bigger star than what he is.
Right.
But
well, hang on a second. Coming Home, that was his debut album. Okay, did very well, platinum status. That was 2015. Good Thing came out 2018. Gold Digger Sound came out in 2021. Yeah, I don't know his catalog, but I've seen him before. And let me just say this with regards to what you just said. You know, I have gone on record on multiple occasions and said today's culture is trash. I'm tired of seeing niggas in slides down here in the Atlanta metro area. Just a real lack of effort when people are out in public, whether they be in Walmart, Publix, and other, you know, places, just damn near wearing pajamas and other things. It's like, damn, why'd you even come outside looking like that? You know, so there may be some merit to what he's saying. Akon, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much the only subject that I wanted to touch on. That I don't think he was out of line. There was a lot of truth to what he's saying with the way that black men's appearance is. You know, it's let's keep it real, a bit feminized now. Okay. And they've normalized that with the pressurized acceptance of LGBT community and all that. You know, it's a different time. But
all right.
Greatest performer ever, live performer. Yay. Hands down.
Have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
He was doing good until he said yay. Greatest performer. What? Guys, on the screen, check out one of my sponsors, BBE TV Podcast on videomixtape.com. I say again, BBE TV Podcast on videomixtape.com. All right. This afternoon, I'm talking about the Akon clip that was taken again from the ZZ Mills trying to read the watermark here. The ZZ Mill Show. I'm not sure where this is. If someone knows, let me know. If not, I'll try and Google it shortly. But Akon has compared African stage performers to African American. And he really took shots at African Americans, talking about their pants sagging down, wobbling, and just, looking atrocious. Okay. I would also like to put this back on the screen here if anybody wants to chime in. This is just me matching up two groups. I don't know if they've ever battled or not before. The Roots versus Black Star. I put this up early. We've been having some good traction with, putting different groups or artists and the showrunner based upon Wiz Khalifa, again, saying he would like to battle Lil Wayne in a versus match. And then The Alchemist versus Just Blaze, all right? Your thoughts, the Roots, versus Black Star, okay? Maurizio got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Yeah, I should be back in New York the first week of February. Okay, hopefully it won't be freezing cold. I'm not trying to be up there in snow and ice, but I'll keep you posted on my Instagram page. All right, Leo got your donation. Project Pat would wash those Afro niggas. Okay, Sir Shy says I got Black Star over Roots. And Akon eats baboon soup. Hold on a second. Brandon, I got your donation. Okay, thank you, man, for coffee and a hash brown. Yeah, I haven't done hash browns in a couple of days now. Just switching it up. I've had no issues at the drive-thru. I like to change my patterns from time to time so people can't always expect me, or they don't always try to get familiar. But thank you for your donation. Okay. Let me go up to PayPal donations. Big Nigga 22. Whoa. Joloff and hailing niggas like Akon artists always got something to say about Black Americans. Only we can talk down on nigger rappers in America. # eat a dick Akon, okay? Dre at Grave Shift. Akon was, yes, born in St. Louis. That nigger ain't special. Gem Star. Akon was, yes, thank you. We now know he was born in St. Louis. Thank you. Okay, and Gorilla Zoe, I got your support. Thank you very much, okay? I think I have a call here that looks like it might be from overseas. Good afternoon. Are you there? Good afternoon.
What's up, Star? This is Josh. This is Joshua. I just sent you a little donation.
Hey, man, how are you? Thanks for tapping in.
Man, I had to, Star. I had to. I just wanted to touch on this Akon thing.
Okay.
I'm a millennial, so I was born in the middle of the crack era.
Okay.
So, I'm not my little brother's age, but I'm not, a man of a certain age like yourself.
Right.
But Akon talking about better stage performance than all African Americans, man. Can I curse on this show? I want to be respectful.
Just try not to do too much, but you can get your point across without using a lot of profanity. It's the afternoon.
Yeah, I'll keep it light. Yeah, if Akon don't get all the way the fuck out of here with that shit, like seriously, the entire Afro beats, like the whole genre, is just a mimicry of our R&B. Let's just keep it a buck.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we talking stage presence, let's talk about who's doing the most numbers right now. Usher got a residency in Vegas right now,
right,
doing crazy numbers.
Right.
Crazy numbers. Chris Brown right now is probably the most celebrated performer of our generation. Even Drake. Drake's entire swagger and the way he comes across is just a reimagining of Black American culture. Let's just keep it a buck.
Okay.
Akon is out of his goddamn mind. And here's a pattern I noticed that really gets under my skin. It would appear that every single person who is not of Black American slavery descent gets over here, gets into the music business, gets a little paper,
right,
and as soon as they get their paper up, they start talking reckless.
Talking crazy.
Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, Akon, you get over here, you get your little paper up,
right,
and then all of a sudden y'all start talking real reckless, and then y'all are talking about hip hop and the culture. Now let's just talk about what the culture is, while everybody likes to use that terminology.
Right.
Hip hop is a baby, is an infant of Black American culture. But before we can even discuss hip hop, we gotta discuss soul, R&B, funk, blues, and all the other genres.
Hip hop. I'm sorry, bebop. Bebop. Don't forget bebop.
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 All that.
Yeah.
All these
jazz fusion.
These are the parents of hip hop.
Yeah.
So don't come to our house with your infancy and the little coins falling out your corn pockets and talking reckless. Fuck out of here with that shit. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Thank you.
I just wanted to throw that out there, Star.
Thank you,
man.
My
nigga.
Salute. Have a good day, man. Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. That was a good call. It's a good call. Yeah. And what's with the hair piece? Is that stitched in? What is Akon wearing? Why does he feel so confident now? Is it because of the new hairdo? Guys, on the screen, one of my sponsors, www.songsthatwork.info. Please go there. You have to say Star sent you. If you need any assistance with music licensing, publishing, consultations, anything in the music business, that is a great site to go to, all right? I speak to Kia from time to time. Tell her I sent you, all right? Especially if you're trying to go down the path of being an entrepreneur. Everybody's not looking to crawl in a plantation, you know? Go to that site. Tell Kia I sent you, okay? Also, www.60s.net/app. That's a great new app to use, all right? Sean, I got your donation. Just seeing Black Thought, Kweli, and Yasin Bey on the same stage is a win for everybody watching. Yeah. Well, that's why I had thought about it, and because honestly, earlier, I started to put up LL Cool J versus Ice-T. Maybe we'll do them tomorrow. And then I said, maybe that's going back a little too far. Oh, they had a great beef back in the days. Anybody go back with LL Cool J and Ice-T? And there was a rumor about somebody pulled up on the other one. I can't confirm that right now, so I'm not even going to mention it. Most Def and Talib Kweli versus The Roots. Thank you for your donation. Josh, your objective perspective on best independent rappers. I would have to take some time, man, and put together a list. I have to take some time, man. Are you talking about independent businessmen who also have business dealings outside of just being on the microphone? Lil Flip is somebody who I've always had a lot of respect for. Lil Flipper came on my show years ago. Great businessman, haven't seen him in years. I would tend to look at those guys, like E40. E40 is one of my favorites. So we would have to have a criteria, not just, rapping on the microphone. You said the word independent, so maybe we'll readdress that another day. Thank you for your donation. Okay. Slim. Put putting soul Quarians against each other is blasphemy. James says, put some respect on Paul Mooney's name. The black man is the most copied man on the planet. Hit the like button. Yeah. Mooney, an architect. Paul Mooney, not just a legend, but an architect. I've got some great footage of he and I that I haven't, that I've never released. It'll be part of my documentary whenever I put that out. Paul and I used to go at it behind the scenes, and we recorded it. I mean, talking greasy about each other. And that's why we clicked, and he would come on the show, for those who remember, and sometimes he would just walk into the studio without saying hi to anybody and just sit down and start talking. Because I gave him that carte blanche. I said, hey, man, can you stop with all this, your rep calling us to set up an appointment? I said, nigga, when you're in town, just walk in. And he did. Tony got your donation for the machine, Pops. Tell that Kofu, Akon, to sit down with that self-hate. Happy Kwanzaa troll baby, smoking on that Akon pack today. Were you trying to say Kafa? I know the word Kafa. Maybe that's how you spell it. I'm not sure. Okay. Sit tight on the phones, guys. Also, Jersey Concrete. Folks, that site is crazy. Anybody been to that YouTube channel, Jersey Concrete? If you're out there, Jersey Concrete, and you want to call in, just let me know, all right? Get you on the line. I like to get my sponsors on the line. Once a week, sometimes twice a week, depending on your schedules, okay? Elvis the Chef, I got your donation. Thank you very much. Is it Pam? Hi, Pam. Pam says, Star, why aren't you married? Seriously. Seriously, Pam? Because I'm happy. I'm happy. I see myself being not happy if I get married. I've dated some beautiful women, and I will continue to date beautiful women, not just physically, but mentally as well. I like women. It's important to say that. But there's a certain place where couples reach. And sometimes that place, what is that old saying? Familiarity breeds contempt. I don't like that place when you reach that place with a female, and due to her nature, she tries to talk slick. I'm not the type of man, and I'm a man, who's going to let you talk slick. I'm just not. I'll just say that. I'm happy, and I don't want to be miserable. I don't know anybody, and I'll say this again, I don't know any man that is truly happy who's married. They lie. Oh, they lie. They pretend, Yeah, my wife. They're fucking liars. They've either settled, they tolerate certain things, they tuck their tails, they bow down to the vagina at some point. I would never allow that to happen to myself, but thank you for your donation, okay? Sit tight on the phones. We're having some good discussions here. Area code 443. Good afternoon. 443.
Yo, what's up, Star?
How are you, man? What's cracking this Tuesday afternoon?
All right. Hey, man, look, I was listening to the show. I'm a firm believer that, I'm an African American, like they like to call us. I'm a firm believer, we different, breeds. You got dogs, and there's different breeds of dogs. I think that's how it's breaking down as us as humans. And I don't think they should expect the same thing out of us that they do them, because we're not the same. We're not the same. And I think it's that simple. I don't know if that's...
Sir, I'm a little confused. Which topic are you addressing? Which topic?
The whole Akon situation.
Gotcha. Okay. Continue on. Go ahead.
Right. It's almost like, you you would expect the character traits. Like Africans, they're different. They got different bone structures. They're just different. Africans weren't even here in the 90s. You know what I mean? In the 80s and the 90s, they weren't even here. They didn't come here on a ship. They came here on a plane. So I'm not quite sure how. Well, that's my belief anyway.
Okay.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know.
Africans weren't here in the 80s, you say, sir? Is that what you just said?
Like, I don't believe there was two. Like, I have older people, a lot of my grandparents and things of that nature. And, you know, there was a few here, like Africans, but like it is today, like there was no such thing. Like when my grandparents were in school, there was no Africans with them in school. And a lot of people that are my age, type of deal.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you, for instance, when you were, you know what I mean, in the 80s, was there Africans around you?
Yes. I used to trade guns with Africans in the 80s down on 26th Street in Manhattan.
I'm asking the wrong person. Yeah. I know you get down, Star. It's all good, man. Hey, you gotta excuse me. I'm a little nervous. I don't never call in nowhere now like that.
Hey, take your time. Now let's slow this down. I want to be as objective as possible. You may or may not have heard me say over the decades, I've never met an African with good intentions. But at the same time, I've done lots of business with Africans, and I respect the Africans' approach to business. The African, which comes from the continent. How many countries are in Africa again?
You say how many countries are in Africa?
How many countries are in Africa? So that's a question you should know. Come on.
Africa is a continent. There's no countries.
No, Africa is a continent. I said, how many countries are in Africa? Yes, it's a continent. But how many countries?
Don't get me lying to you, man. I'm not from there, so I don't have all the information on Africa.
Okay, don't worry about that. But anyway, so
Yeah.
So I respect the African's approach to certain things. It's business. The African doesn't want you calling he or she brother or sister unless you're doing a business deal, right?
Right.
Don't play that brother shit.
Because they know they're not us. They know that.
Yeah. Africa is all tribes. You might be from a weaker tribe. I'm not your fucking brother.
They're foreigners, and they're foreigners, so they're just here, of course, to get what they can get and get up out of here. That's what they're here to do.
I respect that.
I think we're from here.
I respect that.
I think we're from here. You know what I mean? So this is our problem we got to deal with here. I think we're the indigenous people from this land. You feel me?
Okay. Take your time, man. I'm not rushing off the line, man. Keep on talking. Come on.
Look. All right, so check it out. Here's another one for you. They like to tell me that all life started in Africa, right? So they say that because they found some old bones over there in Africa. My problem with that is, how can you come to the conclusion that all life started there if you've never even seen all of Antarctica? You haven't seen anything in the ocean yet. So how do we come to this conclusion? You know what I'm saying? I ain't dug deep enough in my backyard for us to come to the conclusion that the oldest bones in the world ain't in my backyard yet. So how do we come to these conclusions? You feel me?
How old are you again, sir? Did you say how old you were?
I just turned 40.
Okay. Scientists have found bones, fossils, and other things to prove at this point in time that life as we know it did originate in Africa. Life as we know it. And Afarensis, Lucy, you can Google this if you like. She stood upright.
Okay.
She stood upright. Lucy, they nicknamed her, but the bones, Afarensis. All right. So that's going way back. It's going way back. But with regards to what Akon said, let's bring it back up to speed here. What do you think about what he said about African performers being better than African Americans, please?
I mean, I'm pretty disappointed in Americans' music. Like, my dad played for the Saltones back in the day. You feel me? I come from a musical background, and I can say like anybody that's a go-go band or African band that's actually up there playing instruments and music and stuff like that, yeah, they're definitely doing the damn thing. Grabbing the mic and talking, rapping ain't the hardest thing in the world to do, I don't think.
Okay.
So definitely they're doing the damn thing as far as that stage show, yeah, but it's like, just like I said, you can't expect the same African from what they call us the African American. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Gotcha. Good to hear from you, man. Thank you for the call. Thank you.
Appreciate you, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay. Akon talking crazy again, right? What else did Akon say about African Americans? He said something on Vlad TV a couple of months back. Anybody remember? I know he said that African Americans need to get over slavery. Hang on a second. There was something else he's been saying. Talking a little spicy. Folks, I'm doing research this afternoon in case you're just now joining me, trying to get up to speed on some of these topics. We had a great show Christmas Day, Monday, and then yesterday I had to recharge my battery. I had to flush. I drank some castor oil late Christmas night. Woke up Monday. I don't want to gross anybody out, but I felt so much better. After all that drinking and talking crazy we did. Starlight, I got your donation. Starlight says, thanks for being you. Thank you so much. Demand. Am I saying your name right? Demand or Demond? I think it's Demand. You missed my first donation. Here's a second. Akon's hairpiece is a representation of Afrobeats culture. Grease Lightning even scammed his own hairline. Thank you. Thank you for your donation. So let me see if I can go back and find your other donation. Hold on a second. DEMOND. Let me go back. I don't think it's going to let me go back, but so far. New Orleans, 8th Ward, I got your donation. St. Louis is actually in Senegal for the ignorant. Okay. LeVar, got your donation. Salute to the machine. Thank you, LeVar. You are appreciated, sir. Okay, guys. Devious J, brand new video in my community section. And when you go to Devious J's YouTube channel, please tell him Star sent you. That's very, very important with regards to my sponsors and the traffic, okay? Make sure you say, hey, man, Star sent me over here. He's got some really, really great video production projects that he posts. And he doesn't want to call in too often. I guess he wants the work to speak for itself, okay? So make sure you say Star sent me when you go to his page. And on the screen, you can see Devious J on YouTube, all right? Give me a second, guys. All right, so nobody cares about the Will Smith movie, Emancipation. I watched the whole thing yesterday on the Free Movie website. I didn't even think about him slapping Chris Rock. I said, let me just watch the film because I've always liked Will Smith. He's not in my top 5 favorite actors. Maybe not even top 10. Maybe top 20, you know? But the film was just, The action scenes were good. The fighting, you know, toward the end. That was cool. But I've been there, done that. I've seen that. I've seen all that sort of stuff over the decades. I think some of the best fighting scenes I've ever seen on a battlefield was Mel Gibson's Braveheart or Saving Private Ryan. Woo! This was cool, you know? It was cool. Let's bring in area code 757. Good afternoon, are you there? 757. Talking about a few topics.
What's the deal with you, big dog?
Yes, sir. How are you on a Tuesday?
Oh, I'm good, man. Slow motion right now.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that I seen Akon. I seen the little comments that he made.
Right.
I kind of look at it like if you look at it from I guess the African world, ethnic competition is like I guess you would say part of that culture. Part of the culture.
Yes, sir. That's a fact.
Countries.
That's a fact.
A lot of times with Black America, we've been so visible as a culture. If you look at the boomers in entertainment, you pumped out a Hall of Famer, every year. As far as like the boomers in their generation, and how influential they was, and Generation X. So as far as the people that they produce, like we still have some of the top guys as far as worldwide musical talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I think since the music has went the way it was, and we have been so dominant, it's only natural that you're going to have people challenge, because I think a lot of this disrespect has come because a lot of our internal problems as a culture have been put out there now, and it's kind of like when you see the top dog,
right.
It's just like the person that was bullying you, or the top person that was doing their thing, and you start to see that person fall off, or they get on dope and start smoking,
mm-hmm.
and now they're getting punked now, and it's kind of like, I feel like that's kind of like the same thing in a way, where our internal problems as a people is now out there, and now it's like a thing where the top dog is kind of falling off now, and now everybody else trying to push their culture.
Yep.
That's why you had the Fat Joe, and Akon and his booty scratch ass, and
Fat Joe, the lawbreaker, and the tax evader. Let's go.
Yeah, for real. I mean, for real. That I think that's just more so we like I said, we who can deny the especially the boomers and Generation X, that part. I think when the music has the direction hip hop culture has went now, because you don't have an African Tupac, you don't have a Jamaican. I mean, they had Bob Marley, and then they had a Burner Boy. I know Burner Boy and stuff like that. But you just the people that we produce, you don't have that. We've been so dominant. So now that we've kind of like hitting stumbling blocks in our personal thing, and that's before the world. That's why you have a lot of these.
Now you got the shark smelling blood.
Dog.
Now you got the shark smelling blood.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's all I want to say. I think you're taking my call.
Thank you, man. Have a good day. Thank you. Yes, sir. Hold on a second. Who made that old song, Mama Cool, Mama Sa, Mama Makamusa? I know that's going very far back. Mama Cool, Mama Sa, Mama Makamusa. Oh, that was the shit back in the days. Down, dun, dun, dun. Michael Jackson sampled that. I mean, if we're going to keep it all the way 100, that's what Michael Jackson got that, I want to be starting something. Starting something. Mama Cool, Mama Sa, Mama Makamusa. Mama Cool, Mama Sa, Makamusa. Who made that? Hold on a second. I think there was a lawsuit behind that. They finally said, hey, man, we created this shit. Anybody know? Can anybody email me? Do you have a minute? I got so many goddamn windows open here. So Makosa. Was that the name of it? I think so. So Makosa. Quincy Jones said Michael Jackson was a thief. Quincy Jones said Michael Jackson would steal your shit and not pay you. So, okay, hang on a second. Oh, 1972. Yes, kids, I'm as old as dust. Released in 1972. Originally recorded as a B-side. I got to put this in the live chat for the troll babies, huh? This is the objective perspective. Michael Jackson took that shit. Hang on a second. Thank you, Deeds. Yeah. Salute to Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones is consistent with the hating, though, right? He don't go, fuck. He said Michael was vicious. Michael will steal your shit and not pay you. Anyway. Not that I'm saying Michael Jackson was a thief. Quincy Jones said that. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? Guys on the screen. Oh, we have to get her back on the line. Shakira Ruiz, I'm almost done with your book. Girl, you got some explaining to do. Hang on, let me take a screenshot. You got some explaining to do, goddamn. That's a good book. Pay for Play, Dungeons and Dragons, based on a true story, true events. Okay, she claims this, it's not her. The link to this book is in my community section, all right? Oh, and the sponsor, Danielle, she did reach out, and she said, I just been busy focusing on some other stuff, but it's okay to promote the book. Now, I'm going to be careful what I say, because she's got 50 Cent in the book, and she's talking really, really, spicy. I'm not condoning what she said, but, she said, nah, let's get that book popping again. So I have to find her information, and we'll get her book popping back on the screen, all right? Also, guys, hold on a second on the screen. Subscribe to Tom Yum Lachon on YouTube. That's the homie, Young Dope Man. What site does he have? He has another website. I almost posted one of those videos in my community section, but I decided not to. I think it was yesterday. Some woman, I think she was some type of Hispanic, dark skin. She had a 2x4, and she was getting ready to fight some man, and he hit her first. Boom! Dropped her, slumped her. I came off of Dope Man's page, all right? Brian, I got your donation. Check your Streamlabs donations. Okay, thank you, man. Brian, let me go there right now. Okay, hold on. Uppity Black Man, Star, we must continue to promote our suffering. Also, rocking with FBA is like rocking with FTX. Hashtag ADOS. Oh, okay, is that you? Is that your donation? Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm an older man, so maybe my opinion isn't the best on the new Will Smith film. Maybe the younger generation needs to see that, if that's what you're referring to. Because, yeah, I've been saying for decades, black people need to promote their suffering. I've been saying that going back to March of 2000. But maybe I just wasn't in the right mood. I wasn't, just the film Emancipation with Will Smith. I was like, what the fuck? Whatever. But you said rocking with the FBA is like rocking with FTX. Hashtag ADOS. Troll babies, is it safe to say that ADOS is a thing of the past, or the ADOS movement? I checked on Yvette Carnell a couple of weeks ago. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to just, keep saying King Flex, a.k.a. Tyreek Nasheed, gave them that work, but, this... Shit. It's like a knockout blow. Pow, pow. And then Hey, man, thank you for your donation. Big Nigga 22 got your donation. Thank you. Is it Carlita? Carlicia. Pardon me. Thank you for your donation. Oh, okay. So what's poppin', young lady? Let me read this to myself first before I say the wrong thing. Okay, you're in the New York Tri-State. Okay, I'll be back up in there first week of February. Holler at me, No, nobody's flying you out to the south. We're not doing that. But holler, young lady, okay? Thank you for your donation. Area code, let's try 7. Pardon me. Let's do area code 202. On a Tuesday afternoon, are you there? 202, we're talking about a few topics. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
It's going, man.
Man. I
Go ahead.
I want to talk about this Akon thing. I don't disagree entirely with him, and I want to say this too. And I want, if you can, give me a moment to speak. African Americans and Africans, we have to be more united. My father, he's Fulani. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In Africa, they don't look at themselves as like necessarily Africans, or you know what I mean, like white people and black people. That come from the 18th century when they started to divide and say you're white, we're black. White Europeans wasn't united. They did that as a power structure,
right?
And so black people in America, many went back to Liberia. Who, you know what I'm saying? Like those people in Liberia right now are African Americans. They just left and went back. You see what I'm saying? And so, it's like it's a lot of miseducation among us. But like my father, he was an African pimp. He pimped this Caribbean chick all over the world, came to America.
Okay.
Eventually met my mother. I was born in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? My father was a good man. But he also had flaws. But he instilled good things in my brothers and sisters. I wasn't raised from him. I was raised in D.C. Okay. My brothers and sisters is in Harlem. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They was raised by him. Yeah, he was off the chain. You couldn't talk to him reckless out the mouth. Africans don't play. He stomped my sister out, beat her up in front of her friends because she came out of her mouth reckless. They ain't even playing over there.
So are you trolling or you're serious? You said he was a pimp and he beat up your sister. You're trolling or you're serious?
He beat up my sister. He beat up my sister when she came out the mouth loose. Mm-hmm. He slapped her and stomped her out.
Mm. Why didn't you jump in and help her, sir, respectfully? Why you jump in and help
her? I wasn't even there. I wasn't raised with my father. I found this out last year.
Okay.
And he recently just died. He died with 3 wives. He went back to Africa. He told my mother, I'm a retire before I turn 50. This is when they was both in New York.
Okay. Well, listen, so I hate to cut you off.
Yes, sir.
I have to bring it back. The topic here this afternoon is Akon, what he said on that podcast with the ZZ Mills show, I'm assuming. And he's talking about African stage presence is superior over African Americans. Then he took some shots at African Americans, being sloppy, pants sagging, yada yada yada. Let's bring it right there. Your thoughts on that?
Well, here's the thing. I think the problem lies because he's not. I think the problem lies because he's a second generation African. Because his parents, I think he was the first. I think he was born here, but if he wasn't, he was raised here. But the point is that there's certain people who we allow sometimes to speak against African Americans. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're okay when you're like, because see, if he didn't ever say he was from Africa, right, and he could look like the nigga Jerome from up the block. If he said his name was
no, sir. We could look at Akon and pretty much figure out. He's from the continent of Africa.
Okay, that's true. But when you got Crunchy Black, you feel me? You gonna think he's from Africa?
No, sir. You feel me? Crunchy Black looks like a Southern nigga. Akon looks like he came from the Serengeti or some fucking where. Let's keep it real. Come on.
Fair enough. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand, like, what I'm trying to say, and I get what you're saying, but I think that the divide, right, comes from, like, okay, he's from Africa. He can't say these things. And I'm not even opposed to my people coming against what he's saying, but I think that we have to unite more. I think that Africans need to do a better job of trying to unite. Me personally, I got my own business, and I'm united with a lot of Ethiopians. You know what I'm saying? We do business together all throughout the DMV.
Okay, hang on a second, so I'm going to jump in. I mean, what you're saying sounds great. You know, we all bleed the same color, yada, yada, yada. And you do business with Ethiopians. Do you go to Ethiopia or you do business with them here in America?
I do business with them here in America.
Here in America. Now, hang on. So the African or the Ethiopians, as you say, yeah, they will play the game here in America. They will play the brother game. We's all down together. But in reality, that's not what they're thinking. It's not what they're thinking when they're amongst their own. What you're saying is, yeah, we need to be, work together, be more united, yada, yada. Listen, it's beautiful that you can know your history, know where you came from, if you do the research. And I'm not trying to just say something to be divisive, but again, Africa is a continent, and within that continent, for the most part, it's about class and tribes. Do you know how many countries are in Africa?
And that's my point.
Sir, do you know how many countries? Hang on. How many countries are in Africa?
I don't really know off the top of the head, but there's a lot. But my point is that they're not united.
No, they're not.
They enslaved each other too.
Yes.
They enslaved other tribes.
That's my point, sir. Hang on. I'm just a dumb dropout. But that continent has over 53 or 54, last time I checked, 54 countries.
Yeah, it's around about that.
Yeah, so when you're talking about uniting, it's just not reality. But I'll let you finish up. Go ahead.
No, it's not.
Finish up.
It's not, but my point is that when they come here, I can't talk about. See, you got Dr. Umar. He's talking about united when going over there. Because going over there,
stop. So you were doing well, but when you start talking about, Dr. Umar Johnson,
okay,
please stop.
Well, that's going
Don't
over there. But staying here in America, okay, so staying here in America, not Pan-Africanism, but staying here in America, you know what I'm saying? I do believe that Africans do need to be sensitive to things that we underwent and suffered that they didn't necessarily suffer as us. I do believe that. I think it needs to be respected just as white people need to respect it.
Okay.
You feel me? So I definitely understand. You feel me? Because I was raised only by my African-American side. I wasn't raised by my African side.
Gotcha.
I don't got no connection to them for real. They don't even really, you know what I'm saying? But I do have sympathy and understanding, and I have kind of like a understanding of how they think, because when they come over here, they kind of like focus on the bag a little bit more than us a little bit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
sir, I'm going to say this, and I don't give a goddamn who doesn't like it. You heard this from me. The African don't give a fuck about an African American when you get right down to it. All right, sir?
yeah.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. The African will call you brother, sit down, break bread, do all that 5 on the black hand side shit, bump elbows like Flip Wilson used to do back in the days. I don't give a fuck about an African American. Talking that shit about you going back to the motherland. You go back to the motherland and get robbed. You get your shit split to the white meat fucking around in the wrong place. They line you up. How many languages do they speak in Africa? It's got to be over 500. I'm just guessing. Huh? What are you talking about? Who's brother? I'm not your brother, you. Fuck you, speak my language. Anyway. All right, so nobody cares about the Roots versus Black Star. It was just a question. I pulled notes. I always pull notes. I don't do hypotheticals, but I just, I was thinking out loud this morning. Black Star rap duo. Formed in 1996. Mos Def, a.k.a. Yassine Bey and Talib Kweli. Studio albums. Mos Def and Talib Kweli are Black Star. No Fear of Time. Okay. 1998 and 2022. I think they would give the Roots that work. I just... It's me thinking out loud. The Roots have got their discography right here. Hold on a second. Oh, going back to 1993, 1995. Do you want more? Things Fall Apart, 1999. Oh, that's a classic. The Tipping Point, 2004. Game Theory, 2006. How I Got Over, 2010. Nobody gives a shit, huh? Guys, sit tight on the phones. We're talking about Akon's recent statements with regards to Africans having a better stage presence than African Americans. Maybe Akon is just trolling and he wants to be seen as some outspoken guy now. Last time I saw him sit down with Vlad TV, and he was acting as if, his words carry so much weight. No, they don't, you spear chucker. We just want to be entertained. We don't give a fuck what you say. Most people just want the tea. They'll let you say whatever, however. Click on the video, recommend the shit, and then just say, yeah, you'll fuck about them like that, Kill Mo Lemonade got your donation. Are you on the line or did we speak? I think we spoke. Area code 202, that looks familiar. We did speak. I thank you for your support again. Okay, Brian, I got your donation. Thank you. Blade says Star. Star got a cut of the missing FTX loot. Nah, I had no interest in that shit. I really don't even care. I mean, to be honest with you, I think a lot of people who fall victim to the jokes, they're not necessarily looking to put in the work, Anything that I benefit by way of, I want to work and earn it. That's just me. And there's other people who feel like that as well. I'm not looking for the quick flip. Giovanni, I got your donation. Who's that that says Bob Marley is bigger than Michael Jackson? I think that's a good argument. I have a huge Bob Marley and the Wailers plaque right here. Most people have seen it. It's in my community section. That's a good argument, It's a little too detailed to go into right now, but thank you for your donation. I would say that both of them made significant contributions to black culture, And I'm not sure how old you are, sir, or where you're from. But Bob Marley Bob Marley and the Wailers, they didn't really pick up traction here in America during the 70s. Anybody, claiming to know about Bob Marley and the Wailers back in the 70s, unless you had Caribbean roots, they weren't playing Bob Marley and the Wailers on the radio like that here in America. On small specialty shows, yes, but that's a good argument, man. Thank you for your donation, okay? Okay, someone's just sending me a email, which I'll get to later. Thank you. El Barrio Life, I got your donation. El Barrio Life, thank you for tapping in. Joshua, ADOS is just getting started, and Fuck Africa. Okay. Maybe there needs to be some restructuring. Is Tone Talks still a part of the ADOS movement? Tone Talks. Is he a practicing lawyer or I don't want to get in that man's business. Was he disbarred? I mean, there was some talk about that, and that was a little weird because you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. But thank you for your donation. ADOS is just getting started. Okay. I'll leave it alone. Calvin got your donation. Richard Leakey is a white man. Star can't trust him. Okay. I'm going back to the phones. Hang on a second. I want to make sure I get my sponsors on that screen here. I'm going to remove the Roots versus Black Star. Nobody cares. Nobody wanted to chime in. I'll just leave it on the goddamn the screen. Hold on a second for the show. Area code 954. Good afternoon to you there. 954. 012. 012. Good afternoon.
Ben.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
I can hear you a little bit, sir. Are you in some type of tunnel? What's going on? You okay?
No, I'm on speaker. Am I better now?
Yeah, I can't do the speakerphone, man. I mean, can you make some adjustments so we can hear you?
Yeah, I just came on speaker. Can you hear me better?
Yes, sir. There you go. Yes, sir. How are you? How you feeling, man? Let's get to it.
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
So it's long and short at the same time. What Akon is saying, he's right and wrong at the same time.
Okay.
I think it's part of your upbringing and your history. So I was born in Haiti, but I was raised in Brooklyn, New York. So I don't see myself as a West Indian. I see myself as Black American. So when I'm amongst my peoples and conversations are going, I don't separate myself and say, well, Haitians would do this way versus Americans. I see myself just as an American.
Okay.
So I think the way that you're brought up and the way what your parents instill in you gives you that perception as you get older. Okay. I mean, Akon's a hypocrite. He made so much money in the 90s.
Yeah.
Acting black.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Now he made all that money, and he's in Africa with all the connections with the Chinese and so on and so forth. Now you want to talk as if they're better. Right. I disagree with that.
Right.
And also Tariq, he's a hypocrite too.
Well, so I don't talk about other YouTube content creators. That I don't do. Akon is an entertainer of sorts, but let's stay focused on Akon, please.
I got you. I just feel some type of way about the whole FBA movement too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I went to eat dinner for Christmas at a friend of mine's house, and his grandmother's from Alabama. Uh-huh. And as she was telling her story, she's biracial.
Okay.
Her mom's white. She looks totally white, but she sounds black.
Okay.
And she kept on saying to me, well, I know you're West Indian, so you wouldn't understand. I wasn't offended by what she said because I know it's based on history. Right. I'm old enough to understand the time frame that she grew up in.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, I grew up in the heart of the projects in Brownsville since I was 9. Right. I don't know Haiti. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm offended that she spoke to me that way.
She was profiling you.
Then
she was profiling you.
The historical factor behind it, So I think it's a two-way street based on how you look at it, because ultimately, as you get older, your perception changes about life and music.
Right.
So I think Akon's at a point now where he has to protect his money more than his integrity from what he put in the streets out here, because he forgot who made him where he is now.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's the bottom line to it, man. He's right, but he's wrong at the same time, because the artist that's trying to become rap artists, they don't really understand the factor. The main factor is, I want to get out the hood, get my mom a house. What's the next move?
Right.
Everybody's copycat. nobody's original. So then, therefore, I can see when you say, well, the pants are hanging and this and that, but they have a vision. So you can't knock that because they're only singing. And
years ago, he was with the bullshit. He was with it. Now all of a sudden he's
correct.
Talking sideways, talking down on people that, supported him once upon a time. Radio stations, BET, and a host of other platforms that, supported him. So, yes, I can see your point, him being a hypocrite. Thank you for your call, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. Guys, on the screen, Credit Wiz Pro, free consultation. There's the number. Make sure you say Star sent you. You can book a free consultation today, okay? Not just for credit, but for your FICO score and other things as well. Joshua, got your donation. Joshua says, Tone Talks is in ADOS leadership. Hashtag prolific. Okay, salute to Tone Talks. I don't like to take shots at other content creators. That's not what I do. There's no benefit for me. I was just curious, Just curious. Gotta make sure I promote Easy Blade shaving products. Folks, if you've taken notice to my sponsors and my advertisers, I like to give them what's called premium placement. And I do live reads, meaning I verbally announce them, not just put them on the screen so you can see them. I like to point you in the direction of the sponsors. So if you want to become a sponsor, we've got some great promo packages going on for the season of January, well, the holiday season, pardon me, but for January. Okay, reach out via email and we will send you the latest marketing deck with the analytics, okay? Is it Bonicia? Did I say that right? Thank you for your donation. Okay. If you're looking to talk behind the scenes, maybe I can help you with some type of consultation. I don't have all the answers, but with regards to what you just asked me, I would stay away from any beefing on YouTube after January the 14th. Let me see. Let me just check that date. I pay attention to all my emails that I get with regards to changes. No, I'm sorry. January the 23rd. And sometimes, young lady, if you have a channel and your channel's not growing, you have to go in my opinion, clear out a lot of different comments that you made on other channels. Anybody else do that? Any other content creators up on that? You have to get rid of comments that you made, or if you were arguing with someone, because that algorithm is pulling you into the categories of a lot of those other channels. And a lot of those channels may be what's called a high-risk platform. Hang on a second. Yeah, you have to go back and flush out your channel. Sometimes change the tags from a year ago. Certain keywords you can't even use in your titles. Keywords will prevent you from getting that green ball as opposed to the yellow ball. And then when you get that email to say whether you have limited ads or your video has been approved for all advertising. Okay, I hope that helps you. Thank you for your donation. Check-in report, man. Fuck Akon. FBA has Michael Jackson, Prince, and James Brown as front runners in stage presence all time now. Tell me what ashy African is going to top that. Hey, check-in report. I got your email earlier. Again, in case you didn't hear me mention the Waffle House fight. Oh, that was nice. Yeah, the check-in report sent me that Waffle House fight. Now, I watched it, and you had a white girl. The white girl looked like she set the shit off. Anybody know what video I'm talking about? Was that Austin, Texas? The white girl was with the shits. The black girl got up on the goddamn counter, bucking and clucking. The white girl threw a sugar sugar container at her. It looked like, bang, hit her in the shit. Then she jumped down there. Then white girl started popping her. Then you had a big husky black girl. She then started tuning up the white girl. Oh, and then my favorite part of that video, I love when black people start throwing chairs. Oh my God. Anybody see that video? It's like, I can't front. That's like, I love when people start throwing chairs. Iana, I got your donation. Is it Iana or Iana? I got your donation. Anybody know what I'm talking about? When niggas start throwing chairs, I'm like, oh, this shit is lit. This is fucking lit. Thank you, Check and Report, for your donation. Okay, let's change the screen here. www.easybladeshavingproducts.com. I say again, www.easybladeshavingproducts.com. Area code 210. You've been on hold for a while. Are you ready? 210.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. How are you? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Man, what's going on, my boy Star, man?
That's right. Star boy in the building, getting that bag. What's cracking, man? Let's talk about it.
Man, I'm here to talk about these janky-ass Africans and
Let's
these
go.
real foundational black Americans, man.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, man, if you don't know about Turtle Island, you know, we the real indigenous. We the real Israelites and all the shit, right?
Come on.
My thing is, with the Africans, they do all the back and forth, like we don't work hard enough, we don't do this enough, but when they come over here and we protest for the immigrant rights, and we don't get none of the money with them, it's like, how you gonna go against us when if it wasn't for us, all the resources y'all are having, all the benefits y'all are getting is due to us fighting for y'all rights. So in the same time, it's like how it's just like the kettle calling the pot black almost. It's like if it wasn't for us, none of these little because don't nobody eat African food out here. That shit is nasty.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So all this talk about Africans and foundational blacks not getting along, at the end of the day, man, y'all not us, we not y'all. So what Black America got to do is stick together. If y'all buy Jordans, y'all supporting us. If y'all look at LeBron, y'all supporting us. If y'all listen to Michael Jackson, y'all supporting us. We don't go over there messing with none of y'all stuff. So don't come over here with all your opinions about our stuff.
Okay, now hang on a second. For those who don't know, you referenced Turtle Island, a.k.a.
Oh, yeah, they got to go do their own research.
A.k.a. Earth.
Give it all up.
A.k.a. Earth, yes? Hello?
Yo.
I said A.k.a. Earth when you say Turtle Island, for those who don't know.
Come on now.
Yeah, okay. All right, so now, do you think that, Beyonce, Busta Rhymes, and a host of others, do you think they're pandering when they make these videos, projecting all these African images and the clothes and it's very nice on the eyes, but do you think that they're pandering to a group or a continent that in reality doesn't give a fuck about them?
Big facts, man. It's just like how Mexican boxers get all the support from Mexico. It's the same thing, man. We know where the bag at. Niggas ain't dumb.
Right.
Niggas know if we get a whole continent to support us, that's more money.
Right. Okay.
Come on now. We ain't gonna come on now.
Okay.
But I just called to be messy, man. I love the show, man.
I appreciate you, man. Have a great day. Thank you.
You too.
Yes, sir. Okay. What else do I need to mention here today? Oh. Salute to Queen Shahrazad Ali. I call her Queen. She's gone by the name Sister Shahrazad Ali. over the decades. She used to come on the Star and Buckwild show so much. We had so many great conversations, and she sends me these care packages from time to time. You've heard me speak about them. Rare books, newspapers, articles, and different things from my library. And she, like myself, we laminate a lot of things. Some of you probably already have these things here. Hang on a second, let me fix my screen. Can you see that? For my conversations with you folks, for my own personal knowledge. Muhammad Speaks from, this is from January to February 2022. Suffer. What more must white people do for you to accept the facts? They are devils. She sent me some other books and a nice handwritten letter, as she always does. Look at that. Can you see that? That's her name at the top. Star. This goes in my library. I'll probably laminate this for my children. And she sends me books, because I'm a book reader. So when I give smoke to the NOI, sometimes they wonder, where's this Negro getting his information from? I said, well, Queen Shahrazad Ali. Okay. All right, I just wanted to show you that. Easy Blade Shaving Products. Eric, we got to get you back on the line, man. www.playericsmusic.com. That's one of my sponsors. Haven't spoken to you in a while. You have any new music out? Eric, please keep me posted. All right, shoot me an email. Let me know if you need to call in. Do you want to call in? www.playericsmusic.com. All right. Here's a sponsor I need to give some shine to. I haven't spoken to them in a while. And guys, at the end of this broadcast, we got some new sponsors, new music. Please take notice of that, all right? Give me a second. Let me go back to PayPal. And area code 719. We're having a discussion this afternoon. Are you there? 719. Akon talking spicy again. Area code 719. Yes, no, maybe. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got to go. Let's bring in area code 717. Good afternoon. Are you there? Are you ready? 717.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
What's
In
up?
the words of Glorilla, let's go.
Man, I just want to say Akon's trolling. He's trolling. He knows better.
Okay.
He's trolling. He's made so much money in America. He done banged all the women in America. Half of the things that he says Africans do, he don't even do them himself.
Come on.
You know, so he's trolling. He's trolling. You know, even when it comes to his comment about Nick Cannon and the kids, Akon himself can't even do that. He wouldn't even do that.
Right.
He would do that. It's the truth, because he said himself that his father had a lot of wives. They all lived in the same area.
Yeah.
Not everywhere, like the way he was supporting what Nick Cannon did. So he's just trolling. You know, he got that China money, which he needs to be careful, because they're gonna want their money back soon. But he gonna put a lot of Africans in debt.
I think he's got more credit with the Chinese as opposed to hard cash. Last time I checked.
Sure.
Could be wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah. But all I wanted to say is, and he needs to stop speaking for all the Africans, because 75% of Africans are grimy. We only care about.
I would say 95. Where are you getting your numbers from?
You know what? It might even be 95, depending on where. Depending on where you come from, brother. Depending on where you come from. Shit. African gonna rob. Listen, Scott, an African man is gonna rip off an African person before he cuts a deal with a white man. That's an everyday thing. I go to the store. I could go to the store and be like, "Yo, can you work a deal out with me?" It's like, "Nah, brother, 2 days later, he took a deal from another person, and that's your African brother. And we hate.
How old are you, sir? Did you say already? How old are you?
36.
36. And where's your family from originally?
My family's in Africa.
Oh, Africa.
But I'm here in America.
What part of Africa, sir? What part of Africa is your family?
East Africa, Kenya.
Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah. So this whole idea that Akon is speaking for Africans, nah. He's speaking for Akon himself.
Are you married to an African woman or an African American, or what's your girlfriend? Can you give us a little information?
No, I'm not married. I'm not married, sir. Nah.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. That's a scam.
I'm just asking, what type of women do you prefer?
I don't care really, to be honest.
Or do you prefer boys? I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be.
Nah, fuck that. I don't play in that league, man. That's not my cup of tea.
Well, sir, homosexuality started in Africa, so don't take offense. It started in Africa.
No, I know that. Yeah. I know that. But I think if I was to, I would want somebody back from my motherland, because maybe we could get along. But the problem is sometimes when you bring them over here, they start going to work, they get Americanized, and then you got a problem. You can't tell them, "Hey, I'm going to work. You sit at home." Nah. Yeah. They find out.
Bitch, get over here. She wants to go live up on the gram.
Before you realize you used to get home cooked meal, now you're getting the microwave oven box meal. You done worked your ass off 16 hours shit to come home to Sloppy Joe. Nah, fuck that.
With all due respect, sir, did your father tune up your mother in Africa? Respectfully.
Truth be told, I wouldn't know, because the way the African culture is, even if it's happening, the mother will never show the kids.
Okay.
You never. Maybe you'll hear it later on down the line when you're grown. Hey, you know what? Once in a while, your dad used to do this. But it happening in the household, the fathers were really smart about that, because if they had boys, the boys would probably whoop his ass. Yeah. So
Kenya.
It wasn't something that is open. What happened, Sal?
No, you said you're from Kenya. I'm looking at East Africa. No. When's the last time you've been back? When's the last time you've been back?
Every year, December, I'm down there. Oh. It's wild up there. Yeah, I'm about to leave here too, man. This cold is crazy for me. I can't fuck with this weather here. So I go like 5 months and then come back.
Let me ask you a question. Not that I would want to go. I have no interest in going to Africa. But if I were to go, what country would you recommend that I go to? What country?
I'm biased. I'm biased. But I'd say...
Hello? Go ahead. Say again.
No, I'm biased. I'd probably tell you come to Kenya.
Kenya.
But again, it's just the same. Each country is just the same, but it's just a little bit different. We kind of listen to the same music, So.
What do you know about Cameroon? Cameroon. Let me Google Cameroon.
Oh, they grimy.
Oh, yeah.
They're grimy.
That's why I asked you. Cameroon.
Yeah, they grimy.
I got a guy who sold me some tires a couple of months ago, some really nice tires, on my BMW X5, and he's from Cameroon. I said, hey, man, would you recommend I go to Cameroon? He said, fuck no. He said, I never go back. So he said, Cameroon. He said,
No.
fuck no.
Stop. Even me, listen, they're grimy. Africans, like I said, we Africans only think about one thing, ourselves. Me.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. If me and you are friends, I'm thinking about how I'm going to get over you.
Facts. Yeah. I mean, that's what I respect about the African. I mean, when you get right down to it, it's business. It's nothing personal. It's
a business.
Yeah.
Look at what they're doing in New York. It's a straight up business. Listen. Anyway, sir, let me go back here. Let me go back inside here and make this white man happy.
Yes, sir.
Nice talking to you, brother.
Thank you, man. Yes, sir.
I know you
don't call me brother, please. Please don't do that. Thank you. Yeah. Kenyan, he tried to slip that brother bullshit. And you see that? After he kept it real, he tried to call me a brother. Anybody ever been to Cameroon? I wouldn't want to go. But the guy who sold me these nice tires, he said, fuck no. He said, don't go there. He says, I will never go back. With that type of accent. I had some coochie, some African coochie, 1991 to be precise. I've told you guys this before. A girl from Africa, I forget which part, but she was very dark skinned. She went to Pace University in Manhattan. Man, she had some big old titties. She was taller than me. I'm 5'7". I think she was like, I don't know, 5'10". And I smashed her inside her dorm. And it was a different texture. Her skin. But them titties was big and firm. It was good. It was quality. Quality coochie. Pace University. Joshua, I got your donation. ADOS is suing Harvard. Why? Harvard University? Why? Can anyone break that down? Wait a minute. Let me Google this. ADOS suing Harvard University. Why? Did they say something that caused pain? Okay. Slavery reparations advocacy group files defamation lawsuit against Harvard. Okay, this is according to the Harvard Crimson. This looks like a money grab. I'm reading through it. Well, thank you for the donation, Joshua, and the information. Okay. Lawrence, I got your donation. He says, pick up 717. Did I speak to you yet? Lawrence, I think I did. I'm not sure, but let's do area code 917. Good afternoon. Peace.
Good afternoon.
Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.
Hotep, free the land. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. So I want to start with Akon because he's definitely trolling, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like, he's been trying to get people to invest in Africa for quite some time now, man. And I don't, nobody's budging. He thought that he had that type of pull. He probably went over to Africa, made a whole bunch of promises. I'm a celebrity in America.
Right.
I got niggas in pocket.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back and promote
Facts.
heavy.
Yeah.
Trust me. And nobody showed up.
Yeah.
Like, niggas ain't going to
I can bring Dame Dash out here, Jay-Z. I can bring all these people.
Yeah. Probably FaceTiming niggas. Yo, trust me. Look.
Right.
I can, and that shit is backfiring. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's just speculation as far as whether it's backfiring or not. But you know, it's just weird because Akon was raised by fucking Puerto Ricans in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's super American.
Wait a minute. Wait. Now, he was born in St. Louis.
You forgot?
Well, he's born in St. Louis and he's raised in Jersey City, New Jersey?
Yeah.
And he was raised
by the Puerto Ricans.
Oh, God.
Puerto Ricans held him down.
Oh, shit. Okay, come on.
So, like, he's super American.
Right.
That nigga was gave French Montana a fake watch. Like, that's like that's an African American shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your man is crazy. Then, the music went cold.
Right.
And, at the end of the day, that shit happens. All right, cool. He made a superpower move as far as Africa building his own city. I respect all that fly shit. Get some money.
Right.
But now you want to come back and talk down on niggas, like, that shit is crazy. Like, bro, you know, that's the funny part about it. And maybe he is right, though, as far as, because African dance, that's culture, that's tradition. They do that shit. They eat a meal and they fucking bust out and dance. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do. That's what the fuck they do. You know what I'm saying?
Now listen, he goes up on Vlad TV, and listen, let's be clear. Vlad is about the traffic. He's about, page views per user. And here you got Akon. He's just looking to fucking get his shine back on and show everybody his brand new the brand new rug on his head. So yeah, so maybe he's just trolling, but there's power and influence. So he may be saying things, that gets people talking and thinking.
Nobody gives a fuck about
and responding to what he's saying. Good.
Nobody gives a fuck about Akon, bro. Like, what he says is not valid. He's not, he's not like the latest and what's going on. Nobody cared. Not even T-Pain, which came after him, who was like, got the bag and all that. Like, can't nobody sell Africa to anybody. Nobody's trying to go over there. Niggas talk that shit. Nobody want to go to Africa.
Not me.
And do what?
Not me.
Shit. Okay, you go to Africa if you want.
I got some family in Algeria, from what I've been told. I don't give a fuck about them. Fuck about them niggas.
But real quick, I just wanted to say, nobody wanted to touch on the topic, but the Roots and Black Star is a pretty good battle, man. I like that. I thought about it.
I thought so. Come on.
My man, but Black Thought is probably one of the greatest MCs of all time. Let's just not forget, because I heard you say.
I'm listening. Come on.
I heard you say that Black Star would like wax them, and I don't know about that, man. I seen the Roots perform live. They put on a hell of a show, man.
Okay, hang on. Stay with me. When Mos Def gets in his bag, he will eat anybody's food, including Jay-Z. I said it. I'm not trolling. I'm talking about just bars, style, swag. When Mos Def gets in his bag, he will eat most niggas' food.
I gotta agree with you on that.
Yeah. All that Black Thought shit sounds hot, my nigga.
He said he wanted to rhyme like him.
Sounds hot. Come on.
Even Jay-Z said he wanted to rhyme like him.
That's right.
And he said a line like that. I don't want to misquote and fuck it up, but I remember he said something like that, and he said something about wanting to rhyme like Common Sense, shit like that. But Black Thought though is a beast too, even on the freestyle game.
Yeah.
But that was a good one, man. That was a good. I thought about. I was like, that's a good one right there. Yeah. Not for none.
Yeah. Hey man, thanks for the call.
I would tune into that.
Thank you, man. Salute.
Yes, man. Appreciate it.
Anybody want to disagree when Mos Def gets in his bag? Huh? Sometimes he gets a little I don't want to say lackadaisical, but, sometimes he's not as energized as he should be. Oh! Hold on. I knew I forgot to ask you guys something. Where's my pen? Lupe Fiasco said, fuck Kid Cudi for life. What's going on with those two? Is that a bromance that went left? Lupe Fiasco said, fuck Kid Cudi for life. I want the tea on this. I want the tea on this.
Yeah.
Turn that down in the background, 973. Turn that down. Jesus
Cool.
Christ. Yeah, you gotta take it off. I gotta go, man. You're doing too much. What the fuck was all that in the background? Jesus. 770. Good afternoon.
Yo, Star, what's good?
Hey, who's this?
Max from Atlanta.
Hey, man, before we get into Akon, Lupe Fiasco said, fuck Kid Cudi for life. You know what that's about?
Yeah, I seen that.
Explain that, please. I want to be up to speed on the bullshit. What's he talking about?
Shit, I don't know. I don't know where that came from. That came out of the blue. I was like, what the hell is wrong with the man?
No, sir. That didn't come out of the blue. There's some history there. I'm asking you to educate me. There's something there that's been going on for years. This isn't the first time he took a shot at Kid Cudi, but now he's saying, fuck him for life. You not to speak?
Listen, I barely even listen to those guys, so I don't really know about it. I just seen that on Instagram the other day.
Okay. All right, Akon talking spicy again. Is he trolling? Does he have a point? He's trending again, talking reckless about African Americans. But to his credit, he's married to an African American woman. He has 4 beautiful kids with this woman. I'm not going to say her name, but, does he have a point, or is he just talking sideways and greasy and trying to get his weight up?
All right, well, I'll put it like this. I think he's being honest. That's what I think. I think he's being very honest.
Okay.
Because a lot of Africans do look at so-called Black Americans like that. You know, they have a name that they call Black Americans, Akata. You ever heard?
Let's go. Yeah.
Right. So at the same time that he's being honest, you could say the same thing for Africans over there too. They have their miscreants amongst them, like Naira Marley, Zlatan. Those are like artists that sing about scamming and robbing and stuff like that. That would be, similar to what Akon is looking at in America.
Come on.
He's looking at, but I think again, it's like it's an age thing as well, because he's talking about the younger rappers and stuff like that. That's what I think he's talking about as well.
Mm-hmm. Are you African yourself? You sound like a man of knowledge with regards to this topic.
No, I'm from Trinidad, man.
Trinidad, okay. I think we spoke before.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know the racial term kaffa? Am I saying it right? Kaffa.
Akata?
Kaffir. Kaffa. Yeah, kaffa.
No, I never heard that before. No. Nah.
Comes out of South Africa. It's used in reference to black Africans. Pardon me. I'm doing too much here.
Okay. I never heard that before.
Yeah. Non-believer.
But
go ahead.
I'm gonna say this too. Akon is he's ignorant as well, because he likes to push a lot of so-called African culture, but Africa is named after a so-called white man.
Come on.
Right? So he has to be educated himself as far as that's concerned. That's
formerly known as Africa, right? Formerly known as Africa.
Yeah. It was named after Leo Scipius Africanus. That was a Roman general that conquered that land during the Punic Wars. So he was a white Roman general. Africa was known as Kem or Kemet.
Have you ever heard of Africa? Africa.
Talk about Afrika?
With regards to Africa, yeah. Never heard that name?
Yes, I've heard that before. Heard that before.
Just asking. Okay. All right. So, any other thoughts on some of these topics? I'm getting ready to wrap this show up. I think we've had a good discussion. Close it out.
Yeah, I'm saying though as well. Essentially, the West Africans and the so-called Black Americans are like the same people. Essentially, it's just
no, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
No, sir.
You said no?
No, sir.
Yeah, they're the same people, man.
No, sir.
It's just tribalism. It's just tribalism going on. It's just like a cousin calling out another cousin or something like that. That's all it is.
Sir, Africans look down upon African Americans for the most part. Don't you believe?
I know.
Don't you believe the bullshit?
I know.
Don't you believe in all that Pan-African?
I know. I
that
can
Pan-African
see that
bullshit. You know.
No, I can see to that. I'm from Trinidad. Like before
we
came here,
Marcus Garvey was a hustler. He never even set foot in Africa himself. Marcus Garvey never went to Africa. He hustled everybody for 2 big-ass rusty boats. He got fucking arrested, deported. He had no money to go to Africa when it got right down to it, and they started lying. Oh, he's banned from Africa. That was total bullshit. Total bullshit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true about Marcus Garvey, though.
Yeah.
I know he was.
He's a Harlem nigga. This is a Harlem hustling African nigga. He was not banned from the continent.
Yeah.
That is bullshit. All right?
Yeah.
All right, man. Have a good day. Thank you.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Have a good day. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, sir. Okay, all right. Folks, we had ourselves a good discussion this afternoon. Yes, we did.